My name is Manoj Nath and I am working as a scientist at ICR DMR Solan. So today I will discuss about cultivation of milky mushroom. Actually, milky mushroom is a tropical mushroom which is scientifically known as Psilocybe indica. And due to its milky white color, it is known as milky mushroom. Basically, this milky mushroom is most popular in southern states of India, such as Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, as well as in other states like Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Odisha, and other coastal areas. Now, coming to the different steps involved in milky mushroom cultivation, the first step is substrate preparation. Second is spawning. Third is spawn run. Fourth is casing, and fifth is cropping. So coming to the first step, substrate preparation. What is substrate? Substrate is a material in which we grow our mushroom. So in the case of milky mushroom, we can use this wheat straw or paddy straw, maize stalk, sugarcane bagasse, pulse hay, or any other agricultural waste as a substrate. Coming to the substrate preparation, there are different three methods for the substrate preparation. The first one is hot water treatment. The second is autoclaving. Third is steam pasteurization. So coming to the hot water treatment, as the name suggests that here we have to use hot water. If you are using wheat straw, then we have to soak it into hot water for 70 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. And if you are using paddy straw, then the temperature required 85 degrees Celsius for 30 to 45 minutes. So after removing the excess water, we can do the spawning of the substrate. In the case of hot water treatment, we can take a large container or drum to soak it into hot water. Now coming to the second method, autoclaving. Here we have to soak our straw in water for overnight, then drain the excess water and fill the 5 kg substrate in PP bags. Then we have to close the PP bags. Further, we need to sterilize it in autoclave at 121 degrees Celsius, 15 psi for 1.5 to 2 hours. Then after cooling, we can perform the spawning. Coming to the third method is steam pasteurization. So here we will use steam to pasteurize our substrate. The methodology includes on first day we have to wet our substrate. Then on the second day we will add 1% calcium carbonate. Then we will make a pile. The height of the pile need to be maintained around 4 foot. Then on third day just leave it. That means we do not require any turning. On fourth day we required one turning. Then again on fifth day just leave it, means we do not require any turning. So overall in this case we required only one turning, and on the sixth day we have to shift all of our substrate inside the tunnel. In tunnel the preconditioning temperature required 48 to 52 degrees Celsius for 2 hours, and the pasteurization temperature required 58 to 65 degrees Celsius for 4 to 6 hours. Further, after cooling, we can do spawning. So till now we have discussed different types of substrate which can be used to cultivate milky mushroom, as well as the preparation substrate preparation methods like hot water treatment, autoclaving, steam pasteurization. These all three methods, hot water treatment, steam pasteurization, and autoclaving, are almost similar with the oyster mushroom cultivation methods. For the, if you want to grow the milky mushroom at lower scale, then hot water treatment is the most preferred one. And if you want to use at commercial scale, steam pasteurization is the best method. So coming to the spawning, we have to use fresh spawn. Fresh spawn, as the storage time of the spawn will be increased, that will ultimately reduce your crop yield. So we have to use fresh spawn. If we compare spawning of the milky mushroom with other mushrooms like button mushroom, oyster mushroom, in which thorough spawning required. But in the case of milky mushroom, we prefer layer spawning. This layer spawning will reduce your spawn run time. So spawning can be done at the rate of 4 to 5% on wet weight basis, and we have to maintain 28 to 35 degrees Celsius temperature. Further, this spawn run will be completed in 15 to 20 days. Now coming to the casing. Here the cultivation methods are almost similar with the oyster mushroom cultivation, but in oyster mushroom cultivation, we do not require casing. But in the case of milky mushroom, we need casing, which is similar to button mushroom cultivation. So what is casing? Casing is simply covering the top surface, which is having thickness of 3 to 4 centimeter. Now the next question is, when we have to do casing, basically when our spawn run will be completed, then we have to do casing. Actually, the casing provides physical support, moisture, and it allows gases to escape from the substrate. So 75% soil and 25% sand can be used as a casing material. Now the question arises that whether we have to sterilize our casing material or not. The answer is yes, we have to sterilize it. There are two methods for sterilization. First one is the autoclaving method, second is steam pasteurization. So if we are sterilizing our casing material using autoclaving method, we have to autoclave it at 121 degrees Celsius, 15 psi for 1 hour. And if you are doing steam pasteurization tunnel, then the temperature required 60 to 65 degrees Celsius for 5 to 6 hours. So this casing is also required the temperature around 28 to 35 degrees Celsius. Coming to the cropping. For the cropping, we need temperature around 28 to 35 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity need to be maintained around 85%. And we need light here for 6 hours. Meanwhile, we have to see enough ventilation inside the cropping room. So after 9 to 12 days of casing, the pinheads will be formed. Further, the first harvest can be taken in 15 to 20 days with biological efficiency of 60 to 100%. So overall, if you see the major advantage with this mushroom, then this milky mushroom is suitable to warm, humid climate. Means the 25 to 37 degrees Celsius temperature and 80% to 85% humidity. Further, one of the advantage include its short crop cycle. The crop cycle required only approximately 60 days. The major advantage with this mushroom is that we can get good biological efficiency, which can be up to 140%. Means we can get 140 kg fresh mushroom per 100 kg of dry substrate. One attractive aspect with this mushroom is its longer shelf life as compared to other mushroom. Means we can store it for 7 days at room temperature. In addition, this milky mushroom does not turn brown or dark black as compared with the button mushroom. Thank you.
Hello.
Anji sir.
Should I start?
Anji sir, bilkul. Please sir.
Good afternoon. This is again Dr. B.L. Atri, Principal Scientist working at ICR, Directorate of Mushroom Research, Solan, on different aspects of post-harvest handling and value addition of different mushrooms. I will be discussing about different post-harvest handling techniques and how different value-added products are prepared from different mushrooms. Already, as you know that button mushroom, oyster mushroom, paddy straw mushroom, milky mushroom and shiitake mushroom, they are being cultivated on commercial scale in our country with around 72% of contribution from button mushroom, followed by oyster mushroom, paddy straw mushroom, milky mushroom and shiitake mushroom. And there are different post-harvest management techniques which we'll discuss. But first we'll know that why that it is having low shelf life. Because mushroom is it contains around 85 to 90% moisture in it, and the body is very delicate without any cover, and it is a highly respiratory crop. Means after harvest, the respiration rate goes very high. So because of these three factors, that shelf life is very low. And then enzymatic reactions and microbial action in the mushroom, they also contribute to spoilage, resulting in browning, wilting, liquefaction, and loss of texture and aroma and flavor. So these are some of that factors which are responsible for low shelf life of mushroom and spoilage. If you see that respiration rate, it varies from very low, moderate, high, very high, and extremely high. This respiration rate is generally measured at 5 degrees Celsius as milligram carbon dioxide per kg per hour. It is in nuts and dates. It's here we can see that is less than 5%. Then in low it is 5 to 10% in apple and some other fruits. Then it's moderate in apricot, banana, cherry. Then high is it is in strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, means 20 to 40. Very high it's artichokes, snapball, beans, Brussels sprout, cut flowers, 40 to 60. Whereas in mushroom it is more than 60. Asparagus, broccoli, mushroom is also in this class. Means that that respiration rate, even at 5 degrees Celsius, the respiration rate means production of carbon dioxide per kg per hour, it's more than 60 milligram even at 5 degrees Celsius. So we can understand that how highly respiratory this crop, and if you store it at ambient temperature, mean at room temperature, so the respiration rate will go very high and it will spoil very fast. Here you can see that if we are storing it at 0 degrees Celsius, so that production of carbon dioxide will be 14 to 20 milliliter carbon dioxide per kg per hour. And when it is 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25 degrees Celsius temperature, you can see that at 25 degrees Celsius, that respiration rate is just 10 times, more than 10 times. So here I want to say that we have to store that mushroom at 4 to 6 degrees Celsius after harvesting, not at ambient temperature, not at room temperature. If we'll store at ambient temperature, so it will be spoiling very fast. There are different losses at farm and post-harvest channel. On farm, if you are not handling it properly, so there will be some diseases and insects. And if you are not harvesting it properly, because sometimes that people, what they used to that, they will just pull out that fruiting body, just plucking it from the cap of the mushroom, and they will just pull it out. What happens that along with that fruiting body, other small fruit body, they will also come with the bigger fruit body, and there will be loss. So you have to just twist that fruit body with your finger and your two other finger and your thumb. Just you rotate it and then it pull it out. So there won't be any damage to the other crop which is adjoining to the fruiting body which is ready to harvest. In the post-harvest channels, there are different problems. If you are not following the proper sorting and grading, then poor handling means if you are not using that proper packaging material, and then we are taking that different packets to the market, stacking one after another, means so many boxes are kept one up on other. So there will be problem because they will be pressed, and the mushroom which you are keeping inside your boxes, they will be pressed. Then transportation losses, already I have discussed that, but how these are happening. This is that post-harvest management practices, that harvesting, grading, pre-cooling. Then we have to sell it as fresh as well as processed. Then packing is generally done in poly pouches and cartons. Transportation is by road and by air. And marketing is in domestic trade as well as export. And major market in India is Delhi, Pune, Chandigarh, and Mumbai. Whereas export is for USA, Switzerland, France, Germany, and Netherlands. Here you can see that this type of crop should be there in your cropping area. Means that whole of the area should be covered with the fruiting body. This will give you good benefit, good income. If the fruit bodies are not evenly distributed, means only few fruiting bodies will come. So there won't be good benefit to the growers. Means it has been estimated that from 1 quintal of your compost, we should get around 20 to 25 kg of button mushroom. Even if it is around 20 kg, that is also enough. But if it is 10 to 15 kg, then there won't be good margin of benefit to the grower. Harvesting of mushroom, already I have told you that it is generally harvested when the cap size is 2.5 to 4 centimeters, and just by giving a light twisting without disturbing the casing soil with your thumb and your finger, you have to just twist it and then pull it out. There are different quality of button mushroom. While harvesting, we should take care that it should be white in color, it should be uniform, well-rounded cap with smooth, glossy surface. Then fully intact veil means veil should not be opened. Stripes are straight and glossy in appearance. Cleanliness and absence of any browning, and no visible or open gills. Means gills should not be opened. Otherwise, you will not get a good market price. Then grading of mushroom is a small, medium, large. If it is 1.9 to 3.2 centimeter, then it's small. Medium is 3.2 to 4.5 centimeter, and if it is more than 4.5 centimeter, then it is large. So we should harvest the mushroom when it is medium. Medium size means 3.2 to 4.5 centimeter. The cap of white button mushroom should be between 3.5 to 3.2 to 4.5 centimeter. Here you can see that first the build-up stage will come, then mushroom will be ready for harvesting. Then harvesting is done, followed by harvesting. Then that stem is cut from the lower end. Then it is weighing, and then it is packed in different packaging material, and it is sent to the market. Washing is done to remove the soil particles, but it can lead to decline in the shelf life, because already I told you that mushroom is a porous fruit body, and it will absorb water. Already it is having 85 to 90% water. When we are dipping into the water for cleaning, then it will absorb more water and it will spoil very fast. Then antimicrobial and reductant compound used in washing to extend the shelf life, like that 0.05% potassium metabisulfite, that is called KMS, or 0.5% calcium chloride. It is also used for wash the mushroom. Then for selling clean, unwashed, properly packed mushroom may be better option, because in ICAR Directorate of Mushroom Research, we are not washing the mushroom. We are just after harvesting. We are not washing, and we are packing in the packets, and it is sold in the market. Then pre-cooling, because mushroom is grown on between 15 to 18 degrees Celsius. So we should bring down the temperature to 4 to 5 degrees Celsius, and then after that it is stored in refrigerated conditions. Then packing, here you can see that different packing material are available in the market. That is polyethylene is, polypropylene is there. Then punnet is available. Then jute bags are also available, and it has been found that 200 gram to 400 gram polyethylene or polypropylene bags, that is 100 to 150 gauge thickness, having 0.5% bends, means 0.5% area of the bags should have holes in it. Otherwise, what will happen that during respiration, that water will be evaporated and it will condense inside the packet. And when the condensation of water will be there, then microbial growth will be very high, and your mushroom will be spoiled very fast, and it will be looking brownish in color. Whereas when we are having proper hole and proper gauge material used, then that quality of the mushroom will be very good, and it can be so it can be sold for many days. Means that shelf life is good. For long distance transportation of large quantity of mushroom, that is 400 gram to 5 kg of polyethylene or pulp board punnets can be used. Then it has been seen here also that the mushroom which is packed in different packing material and stored in the ambient condition between 20 to 25 degrees Celsius at ambient temperature. So it is having around 2 to 3 days shelf life. After 3 days, it will be spoiled. But when we are storing it at low temperature, it is more than 10 to 11 days. So you have to keep in your mind that after harvesting and packing in different good quality packing material, we have to store it in a refrigerated conditions. Here you can see that these punnets are available. It is of 250 gram to half kg. And but in our experiments, we also found that when the quantity is more than 400 gram in any packet, that spoilage is very fast, because that respiration rate inside that box will be very high because of so many food body. But when it is up to 400 gram, that respiration rate will be checked, and that is shelf life of that that packet will be more as compared to 600 gram, 800 gram, or 1 kg material which we are keeping in a single pack. Here you can see that these packing materials are available. Means these baskets are available, polypropylene, polyethylene, jute bags. But it is good to use these plastic containers, because these will be very useful while carrying from one place to another, and spoilage will not be more, because it is open from all the sides. Then if you will see that storage, then there are the short-term storage and long-term storage. Harvesting, washing, draining, packing, and storage. If you are following this, then this will be short-term storage by refrigeration. And for long-term storage, we can keep the mushroom in a steeping solution. Mean fresh mushrooms, they are washed, cut the stalk, immerse in KMS solution, that is 0.5%. Then blanching is done in citric acid solution for 3 minutes. Blanching means we have to put the mushroom in boiling water for 3 minutes. That boiling water is containing 0.1% citric acid. Then we have to cool it, then prepare the steeping solution, that is 15% salt, 0.5% citric acid, and 100 ppm sulfur dioxide. Then fill the mushroom in the glass bottles, put the steeping solution, and then put the cap and seal it airtight. Then labeling and storage. So this will mushroom will stay for 3 to 4 months at room temperature. But generally, what happens, because we are preserving the mushroom in a glass bottles, but when we have to transport it from one place to another, then there is a lot of problem, because these glass bottles may break. Then post-harvest handling of oyster mushroom, we'll discuss about something about oyster mushroom, because now people are cultivating oyster also on very large scale. So straws should be, which is adhered to the mushroom, it should be removed. No washing is required in this, because if you wash that oyster mushroom, it will dissolve in the water. Then packing is in polyethylene bag of less than 100 gauge thickness, having a 5% area of vents, means holes, and it has to be cooled with the ventilation desirable, and cold air should be directed through the packed material. Then transportation is in trays or basket or polythene bags with crushed ice packs. Then if in milky mushroom, because this is cultivated in North Indians on as seasonal growers, they are growing this. Highly localized market, because there are very few takers who are taking milky mushroom. So shelf life is good, means 3 to 4 days without any loss of color and appearance. It can stay in good color at ambient temperature. And washing, packaging, pre-cooling, and refrigeration, transport, and storage is same as button as in case of butter mushroom. Here you can see that how that bulk packing is. Some of the entrepreneurs they are doing like that. They are packing it in a bulk also. Some of that progressive mushroom growers, this is Madam Dibya Rawat from Dehradun. They are engaged in mushroom production and how they are packing this milky mushroom. They have engaged some other rural youth also for doing so many jobs for milky mushroom. Then in paddy straw, because paddy straw, that shelf life is minimum. It's a few hours only. If it's not sold on the same day when it is harvested, so it is spoiled, and we cannot store it in refrigeration also because that will cause a frost injury. So it is to be stored between 10 to 15 degrees Celsius in polythene bags with perforation. Then in transportation, in some of the countries like Taiwan and China, they are using bamboo baskets and wooden cases because this mushroom is generally found growing in the areas having very high temperature, means coastal areas. So that shelf life is very low. So if you are storing it in 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, though it can stay for 1 or 2 days. Here you can see that how packing is done and how that mushroom has to be taken to different areas in Maharashtra area. But they're doing that in this oyster mushroom. In a packet, they are putting all around white oyster, and in the center, they are putting pink oyster mushroom. So it looks beautiful, and people they will be attracted towards this packet, and they will try to purchase that material. So this is the marketing strategy, how one has to show his produce in the market, that how beautiful it is and how it is sold. In the other countries, that they are following that cold chain, means from the production area, then from the transportation and sending from one country to another country, they are they are following that cold chain. Because already I told that the mushroom is produced between 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, and then we have to bring down the temperature, and there are different methods to bring down the temperature. That is, evaporation cooling is there, hydro cooling is there, ice bank cooling is there, and vacuum cooling is also there. But vacuum cooling is not generally popular in our country because it is a costly method for cooling. In other countries, it is being utilized. Then in the processing, there are three ways we have to process our products. One is drying, other is canning, and third one is pickling. We'll discuss one by one. In drying, we can do by sun drying and mechanical drying. Sun drying means after, if you take the case of button mushroom, after slicing, we have to blanch it in boiling water for 3 to 4 minutes, and after that we have to just put in cold water. Not cool water means simple water, and then we have to spread it in sun. But because it will take 2 to 3 days to dry the mushroom. Whereas in the mechanical drying, it's a cabinet dryer having different trays inside, having heating system and a exhaust fan. So here also, if you are putting your blanched material inside cabinet dryer, so it will dry within 24 hours. So this machine is costing around 1.5 lakhs, and small farmer also, a small grower also can purchase it, and he can dry his produce very safely. Drying is generally done to remove the water, because already we have told that it is containing around 85 to 90% water. And when we used to reduce the water activity, means when the water content is reduced in any quantity, so microbial reaction or microbial and biochemical activity will be controlled, it will be checked, and it will help to increase the shelf life. Means your product should have moisture content between 8 to 10%. Yeah, you can judge it just by taking mushroom piece in your hand and just crack it, and if it will give a sound like cracking sound, so means it's dried. There are different pre-treatments that how to dry the mushroom means if they are giving 0.5% citric acid or 0.05% KMS treatment, so their color will be maintained. Because generally what happens that growers, they are just after harvesting, they will slice and they will put their material in the sun. So generally what happens that because of enzymatic reaction, their mushroom will become brown. But when it is blanched in boiling water for 3 to 4 minutes, then the color will be maintained. It will be in good quality. And we have found here that temperature of that cabinet dryer should not be more than 55 to 60 degrees Celsius. Here we have found that 40 to 50 degrees Celsius temperature is very good for the maintenance of the good color in drying of your mushroom. The cabinet dryer here, you can see that it is having different trays inside, and that material is loaded, and within 24 hours your material is dried. And canning is other method of preserving or processing a mushroom. It's an old method. You have to clean the mushroom, blanch it, canning it, sterilization, cooling, labeling, and packing. Then sometime that some people, they are using the tomato juice instead of brine solution or as a canning medium for retaining the mushroom in good quality than the brine solution. Here you can see that this is the flow diagram that button mushroom has to wash and cut the stalk, immerse in KMS solution, that is 0.5% solution, then blanch it in citric acid solution and cool, then fill in the plain cans, then add hot brine solution, that is 1 to 2% salt, 0.1% citric acid. Then we have to exhaust that cans, means heating at 80 degrees Celsius for 3 to 5 minutes. Then we have to seam, we have to put the other side that cover. Then we have to pressure cook it. Pressure processing is there, means we have to remove the air bubble or any microbes which is found inside. Then we have to label it and we have to store it. Here you can see that there are different cans, means small, medium, and big size can, and we can can that sliced mushroom and whole mushroom after blanching. These are some of the equipments which are required for, in your canning unit, that is can forming with flanger, flange rectifier, lid embossing machine, double seaming machine, washing tank, steam jacketed double wall kettle, cooling tank, exhaust box, canning retort, stainless steel working tables, boiler with the necessary fittings, then miscellaneous small equipments. Means this will purchase these equipments and it will cost around 12.5 lakhs. Total cost will be 12.5 lakhs. Then pickling is also one of the popular method for preserving a mushroom. It's more economically viable because it will stay for if you have properly made that mushroom pickle is properly prepared, then it will stay for more than 6 months. And it's a very simple method. Oil, red chili, mustard seed, mustard powder, then cumin, then pepper, then this turmeric powder, then kalonji. Some these type of spices are added. This is the flow diagram for preparing of pickle, that washing, then blanching, cutting into halves, then salt is added. Then next day excess water is drained out and the spices are added. Then mustard oil is added. Then it's followed by adding acetic acid or vinegar. And like this, we have to put in different jars. Here you can see that fresh mushroom washing, cutting into means pieces. Excess moisture is removed by heating. Then chili powder, means this is also one of the method how to prepare pickle. Then we can freeze the mushroom also. That is called individual quick freezing. But this is also very costly method. This is not generally found. This is not generally used in India. because here that whole of the fruit body or sliced or cubes found from the mushrooms, they are quick freezed, and the temperature in that packet, it will be around minus 40 degrees Celsius, and whereas in that inside the fruit body of mushroom, it will be minus 18 degrees Celsius. So this is a costly method, and it's not generally used in our country. Then vacuum freeze drying is also being used in other countries, not in India. Then other value-added products for the mushrooms, like we have developed a mushroom soup powder, also instant soup powder. Means you have to just boil it for 2 to 3 minutes, and you can just use it. Then mushroom biscuits means mushroom fortified biscuits. 8 to 10% of mushroom powder is used, and good quality mushroom biscuits are also prepared. And some of the firms, they are signing MOUs with the ICAR DMR Solon for taking our technology and for commercialization of these products in the market. And mushroom biscuits also, how to prepare different mushroom biscuits. We have to mix that wheat flour with mushroom powder in 80 to 90 ratio. Then you have to mix it, add sugar, fat, then blend it for 2 minutes. Mix wheat flour, mushroom with this mix. Add milk powder, flavor, water to make the dough. Then make thin sheet of uniform thickness, like biscuits. Bake it for 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, and let the mushroom biscuits cool and pack. And these are ingredients: maida, mushroom powder, sugar, fat, baking powder, ammonium carbonate, salt, vanilla essence, milk powder, glucose, and water. And different amount is required how to prepare it. Then mushroom cake is also one of the product which we can prepare from mushroom powder. Then mushroom chips, these are prepared from the fresh mushrooms. Then mushroom chips, for preparing, we have to slice the mushroom food body, and blanch it for 2 minutes in hot water, and spread in sun or in cabin dryer for drying. Pack the chips in polythene bags, store, and when we have to use it, we have to fry it at 170 degrees Celsius for just 1 minute. Then mushroom preserve is also prepared, means murabba is also prepared. Candy is also prepared. And this is the method how to prepare preserve and candy. We have to blanch the mushroom in hot water, then cut in the mushroom in candy size. Means if big mushroom is there, then four pieces, and if it's small size, then only 2 pieces. Then prepare the 50% this sugar syrup. Then dip it in the hot sugar solution. Then slowly we have to increase that sugar concentration from 50 to 60, adding 0.1% citric acid to it. Then again we have to dip that material in it, and repeat this up to 70 to 75% sugar solution. And in case of candy, we will drain out that excess sugar solution, and then we'll dry that candies after sprinkling and dry sugar powder on it. Whereas in case of this preserve, we'll keep that whole fruit body inside that sugar syrup, and then we'll pack it in any jar. Mushroom ketchup is also prepared. This is the process: washing, slicing, cooking with 50% water for 20 minutes, and making the paste. Addition of ingredients like salt, sugar, acetic acid, sodium benzoate, onion, garlic, ginger, cumin, black pepper, and chili powder. Then cooking, we have to cook it till it is that total volume is 1/3. Then it is filled in a sterilized bottle, and we have to store it. And papad is also prepared, mushroom fortified papad. This is the method that after blanching, we have to cut the mushroom, and powder. This paste is prepared with the potato paste, 50 to 50 ratio, adding salt, chili powder, black pepper, cumin. KMS is also added at the rate of 300 ppm. Then we have to spread this mass on a polythene sheet, 10 centimeter diameter and 1 to 2 millimeter thickness. Keep it in the sun for or in the dryer. Then peel off the papad and pack in 10 to 20 pieces in a polythene bag and store in a dry and cool place. And nuggets also can be prepared. This is the method, that is mushroom powder, dal powder, then adding water, blend in 2 minutes, mixing ingredients and spices, making balls of 2 to 4 centimeter diameter, spread on steel tray, sun drying, and preparing of nuggets. And mushroom powder, the dal, and salt, red chili, and sodium bicarbonate, and water. These are the ingredients which are used for preparing of nuggets. Then jam is also prepared. Fresh mushroom is taken, washing, blanching, and then grinding to paste. Then it is heated with the 1:1 sugar and paste. And pectin is added at 1% with 1% citric acid. Then we have to heat this material till that TSS, total soluble solid, reaches 68 degrees. And then this we can judge by a sheeting test. Means you have to just drop a sheet of this material in a glass of water, if that material will settle down in the water, then this jam is ready. If it is dissolved in the water, then again we have to cook it till that condition reaches. Then we have to fill in the water, this glass bottles, and after sealing, we have to store in a dry place. Then noodles and pasta is also prepared. Then mushroom snack bar has also been prepared here. And mushroom multigrain bread also has been prepared, and for this also we have signed MOU with the Baker Estate. One firm is at Solan. They are making mushroom multigrain bread. Then these are some of the products which are available in the market, like sometimes vinegar is prepared, sometimes wine also prepared. Then parantha, these pakoras, like these, some of the products already available in the market. And at different places, different types of recipes are being prepared. And we have also tried to get information from different areas, and will compile this information in a type of booklet, that how the people they are making different products in different parts of the country. So thank you very much. This was how the post-harvest management of mushroom is done, how we can store the mushroom for a longer duration, and how we can prepare different value-added products, because this is a high time we have to restrict the spoilage of mushroom. This can only be done by post-harvest management and value addition techniques. And for this, any mushroom grower or any entrepreneur, they can sign MOU with the ICAR Directorate of Mushroom Research, paying a very nominal fee for 5 years. And after 5 years, we again renew these MOUs. So thank you very much.